Hello guys, your boy LaShawn, back again with my dad, aka J.A.T. We're going to be talking about a couple things in this video, so let's just get straight into it.
YouTube, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? I think all the subscribers, the new subscribers, I appreciate everybody tuning in to J.A.T and Son Nation. All the support is really heartfelt right now, especially going through a hard time. Adversity is really the first subject we're going to talk about today, and then we got a question that another subscriber has asked us, and we're going to kind of do a little bit of discussion on that one too as the second part of the video. But the first part is really about adversity, and I know that's the subject that really hit home to me the beginning part of this year. Not because of the coronavirus and nothing like that, really. I've been lucky as far as that regard goes. Nobody's that I know or love has been affected with the health. The employment, it's didn't hit everybody, but money ain't everything. As long as the people you love and you know is still here, still around, that's the biggest thing. But dealing with this adversity, it's emotional, it's physical, it's mental, and it just keeping a cool, level head through it all, it just mounts with the debt, with everything else that you got to deal with. Some, got it a little bit better than others. So, not everybody's in, a dire straight situation. I know with the economy opening up, it's gonna relieve some, but not enough, not quick enough for others. And so it's a melting pot of issues, dire straits, and it's like, with so many people in it together, it's like, how can we not be figuring this out? How can we not be making it less stressful of a situation for us to deal with? And then you also got to realize, as you're going through stress, as you're dealing with your problems, you're not alone. And I think, by me learning to be a little bit more communicative, as I'm dealing with stress, it's easier for me to get these type of skills, these coping skills to my son, and give him a opportunity to elevate his thinking by releasing his stress through the ability to talk. What do you think about that, son?
Well, there's been a couple things like on my mind, like for instance, being on the truck a lot. Like, it really don't take toll on me like it used to, because after years of being on the truck with you, like, I get used to it. So like when I first started, I just wanted to be at home like a regular kid, but then I just started growing up, so I got used to being on the truck. That's what we was most of the time, so it really didn't take toll on me like it used to. And another thing is, like, I see a lot of kids with their moms taking their moms for granted, and I'm not gonna lie, I did the same thing when my mom was still alive, and now I really regret everything that I did, and I wish I could take it back, but I know it's too late for it. So I just think about that every day.
That's that adversity, ain't it?
And another thing is, like, being in a house. It's cool and all, but I'd probably rather be on the truck than in the house, because it won't be nothing to do in the house, and plus I get to see a lot of things, like way more than regular kids. Like, most kids don't even leave the state, haven't left the state yet. So I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's definitely been something I always encourage my kids to do, is just to, have that line of communication. I think as parents, going through our own issues, sometimes we overlook our children and, their own little social circle or whatever that they're developing, and a lot of just things that they got going on, it goes by the wayside. I must admit, I was guilty of that. I didn't really focus enough on my children at the time to know really enough about them and their lives. And just going through the adversity of just trying to get this all figured out without a strong black woman that was there handling things. Man, I just salute all the single black mothers, just just doing everything that they can do and just handling it so graciously. I just tip my hats to you, because it's just, man, just trying to do this, and everything that come with it, and it's just, it just gave me an eye opener to so much, and just dealing with it. I think the biggest thing is just the mental part of it, the mental stress of it, the mental fatigue of it. It's just the coping. Definitely, you have to have some good coping mechanisms. The stress, like we've been going through here lately, is testing the best of us. And I just always got to remind myself personally of what I'm doing, whatever I'm doing, from 1,000 miles away from home, from fussing at my son about something that I needed him to get focused on and get right. I always got to remind myself of what I'm doing it for, so I don't take it to another level that it doesn't need to be. And that's the most important thing I think we all can think about. Because as I lost, friends, I lost, some good associates during this time. It's been unreal. So definitely, as we deal with the adversity of just everyday life, I would like to encourage people to just keep thinking about, the loved ones, the friends and family that's pulling for them, and just always remember that you ain't really alone in your specific, stressful, dire straight situation, because it's a lot of love and support, and I know the suicidal rate is getting crazy, and so definitely, if you thinking about harming yourself or anything, reach out, send us a message, definitely, here to support and talk to anybody just feeling, an emotional way beyond reasonable, for real. And with that, I'll let that topic close, because boy, that adversity it's been wiping the floor with a few of us. But on a lighter subject, a subscriber asked me, manufacturing, can we bring it back to America, and my thoughts on that. Especially coming from trucking. I would love manufacturing to have more of a tie to American small towns. I'm a small town guy. I come from Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Neelyville, to be exact. Really the bottom of the Missouri boot heel. Not the bottom, but it's the southeast corner there, kind of. And it's just coming from small, strong roots like that. I just realized the value of manufacturing, the value of a strong middle class economy, and just everybody having an opportunity to get decent paying wages without having to be a permanent temporary service worker. I am an 80s baby, so I went through all of those phases where it was, nothing but factories, full-time work, and then all of a sudden it came in to where you had your temporary jobs, your temporary companies, and all your full-time permanent jobs with benefits at the factories was being slotted out to temporary companies. And before you could get hired into a factory, you had to work through a temporary company, 90 days or however, 6 months, and then they'd hire you in. But I didn't grow up with things being like that, and I don't think, many people nowadays really remember how it used to be with benefits and the like. Because I tell my son all the time, growing up in Poplar Bluff, we had about 5, 6, 7 manufacturing factories there. And I was fortunate enough to have gotten a job at Roll Furniture. They had a couple of plants, one in Missouri and one in Virginia or somewhere other. They used to compete against the Chinese companies. And at the time, I remember Clinton being in office, and they were really mad about the agreement to let the Chinese markets compete on such an equal footing with the American companies. But a couple years later, when that job left, and the opportunity that it brought to the community left with it, and it sunk in. And so I would definitely agree that manufacturing needs to be something that is looked at to be brought back. A lot of our trade routes, a lot of our critical goods that we need, critical things like the PPE and all of that, definitely need to be made in America. You gotta forgive my son here. We've been up kind of late. We wanted to do a video, just for the people. I know we haven't been consistent at all, and that's something I apologize for. We've been going through a lot of ups and downs.
I would like to say something too.
Mm-hmm.
In the last video, recently, I said I wasn't gonna be here, but plans have changed. Like, a lot of plans have changed during that time, and it's really crazy because, like, we both thought it was gonna work out, but what we thought was gonna work out actually didn't work out. So we're just gonna be on the same path that we've been on, and hopefully we can get somebody, you know what I'm saying, like, to help us, and then we'll just go from there.
But the thing of it is, it's just, you don't want to rush. You got to find the right fit. Just finding the driver is easy to do, but finding a good fit to ride and do everything and kind of be a good mesh for the company, that's the hard thing to do. I think that's where a lot of companies go wrong, because I have hired some people in the past that didn't work out, and I no slight on nobody, because the brother that we have called in here for the opportunity, I just didn't know that he had the type of license that wouldn't allow him to operate manual transmission. Coming up and being the third generation driver and everything, I never really thought about that. It's a lot of new things in the industry that's changing. I need to be abreast of it, so I can't put the accountability or blame on anybody else except myself for that one. It just wasn't a situation that came up to me prior to that, and so I didn't even know that that it was.
You wouldn't think they make licenses
just for automatic
trucks.
I guess I heard about it before, but I never really paid attention to it, because who would just drive an automatic truck? I figured if you're trucking, you drive a truck, and that's with a manual transmission. I just thought that was the gospel. And if you go to school, I figured, why would you spend money except if you're going to do a manual? And like
at
I
least
say,
even if they do just give you a certain license for a certain truck, they can at least teach you how to do both in case you want to.
No, don't even think like that, son. You need a manual. If they ain't teaching you how to drive a 10, a 13, a 15, or 18 speed, they ain't teaching you nothing. They really ain't teaching you nothing, because you can't get into any vehicle out here and really operate it. If you're a Class A, the top of the line driver, and you go through all the changes and whatnot to be that driver, then hey, don't go get an automatic restriction. Get you the manual. I mean, I'm just saying.
We gotta think about it. They are cutting more manual trucks out, and they are starting to produce more automatic trucks. So, in that case, that's probably why they just do it for certain trucks, because most of the manual trucks, they either old or like they're just getting made. Like,
well, I'm not saying that, son. What I'm saying is, don't go spend all that money for a certification in a specific industry, but you ain't gonna be truly certified, right? In any company or whatever you go to, you can't take that license and just easily fit into one company or the next for that reason. Because I don't have any manuals or automatic trucks that I run, so you can't take that automatic license or restriction and just easily fit into a company like mine. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the main thing. If you're gonna pay that type of money for this license, if you're gonna get that up, make sure you're getting the whole training. I want you to know how to work any vehicle. Not just because it benefits me at this point, but it benefits you because you want to be versatile in an industry that has ups really high and really low lows. You know what I mean? You want to be able to go over here if you need to pull this tanker. You want to be able to go over here if you need to work this flatbed. If I need to pull this reefer, if I need to pull this drive-in. Make yourself versatile, because that's what's going to keep you not only gainfully employed, but at a high rate. Okay? I want to know the guy that's going to be able to be a jack of all trades, than just a guy that's one lane, one way to go. And that's kind of the way my dad trained us. He made sure that we knew not just the reading and writing, but he wanted us to know the ability to work with your hands and be able to have a thought process that could defeat complex problems. And so, with that standpoint, that's what I would go with the automatic versus the manual, and definitely with the manufacturing, it's something that we need. We need to bring that back to America. We need to focus on middle class America again and build our infrastructure up, fix a lot of our decrepit communities, especially in the African American community. I feel like we've been overlooked in that portion for a long time. There's definitely a lot of support and needed everything in that regard to a lot of the impoverished communities that we have going around. And so, with that being said, I close with that thought. But I just really want to just thank all of the subscribers, all of the people that's been just giving us the support to keep going and doing what we're doing, especially through the hard days that we've been encountering. And I just really love that. And I just really hope that, you guys will just continue to just keep building with us, continue to liking and subscribing, and just keep growing with us. Like I say, we just, we bring it to you like it is, we keep it 1,000, and it's just, it ain't no real good, it ain't no real bad, it's just what it is, and I just thank everybody for the support, and I just ask y'all to keep growing with us, with that, peace.
Oh yeah, and before we forget, next week we will be starting a raffle. If you put $2 Tuesdays and $5 Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
$2 Tuesdays, you put $2 into the CashApp, and
you get a chance at 1,000 on Tuesday. No, 500 on Tuesday.
And 1,000 on Friday.
And 1,000 on Friday.
$2 Tuesdays, $5 Fridays.
And it will be real people, real giveaway. Your Cash App, everything will be described in the thing. We'll be leading up to it, and we're gonna tell y'all how it works. But we will be doing something like that. So just tune in, give us comments, let us know what you're thinking on stuff like that, because we're just really trying to get involved with the fan base and really start just really growing our channel as much as we can. So we appreciate y'all and thank you.
Well, with that being said, peace.